What is up YouTube? This is your man EmperorHotshot coming at you with a brand new video. Now today I'd like to discuss how Forge could work in Halo 6 and what 343 needs to do to make it better than it already is. Do changes need to be made to the current Forge, or should it purely be additions and enhancements? So right off the bat, what will Forge be like in Halo 6? Personally, I like to think that 343 would just use the same Forge as with Halo 5 Guardians. Why let such a near-perfect rendition of the Forge tool go to waste? Since day one of Forge releasing, we've seen some truly amazing maps and creations come out of the Forge tool, and it'll only get better from here. And to me, it feels the Forge team is more ambitious than most other 343 teams in the studio. But how can they improve it from here? One of the first things they can do is up the scale of Forge itself. Now I know some of you are thinking, Hotshot, how in the hell can they improve the scale of Forge from here? Well, the first thing they can do is expand the canvas sizes. Now allow me to say that Halo 5's canvases are monumentally better than H2A's or Halo 4's, yet still feel significantly smaller than Forge World ever was. The easiest thing to do would be increase the canvas sizes and add some really diverse terrain to these presets. 343 could also take it a step further, where they allow us to create our own canvases. Natural terrain could be used in a separate mode for the player to create a canvas to use. From there, players can save that culmination of natural pieces where it will be rendered in the game as natural canvas, or rather one solid piece. This could all be the perfect opportunity to allow players to add their own water, lava, acid, and etc. to the maps. This could be as simple as adding a simple animated plane of material that's flow properties could be adjusted, much like the wind in the current Forge, which would help make custom maps even more unique and open up even more possibilities. Another thing they could do is allow preset buildings to be designed or straight up implemented into the Forge lists. What I mean by this is give us actual Forerunner temples, buildings, Covenant towers, or even UNSC base parts to allow less skilled forgers like myself the ability to forge some truly amazing looking maps for the community, or allow new players ease of entry into the Forge tool itself. Even go as far as to add UNSC or Covenant ships that we can walk around in, similar to those in Star Wars Battlefront 2, where the ships were big but not fully to scale, to create some really cool backgrounds in our Forge maps. Or space battles. Epic space battles. The next step in expanding Forge is to allow AI. Tom French, the lead Forge developer, has recently tweeted out that he wants to add AI to Forge in the future, but we might not see it in Halo 5 Guardians. The new Doom's Snap Map feature has AI in it that can be spawned into maps, allowing players to create everything from arena maps to firefight and survival maps. Players can even go as far as to create their own little missions in this mode, and how cool would that be to have in Halo? This could also be fairly simple. AI spawns could be added to Forge mode just as the standard Spartan spawns are in the game now, but they would spawn AI units rather than Spartans, or groups of units specific to that spawn point. For example, a elite patrol spawner would spawn an elite unit with an entourage of jackals and grunts to that area that would interact with the map environment and the players. This could also be taken a step further where dropships could be spawned to drop off units from outside the map to a specific location. The dropships may need their own dedicated AI, however, to navigate to the locations. If the AI were unable to navigate the maps due to some algorithm error, then allow map makers the ability to draw out paths on the ground so the AI had a better idea of where they can go.
Oh, baby, it's triple! Oh, yeah!
Same thing for the dropships. Allow players to script and draw out their own paths for the AI to follow. This step could go even further, where spawns could be colored so the AI will not attack the team they are assigned to. And there could also be an option where the armor for these units could change to fit the color scheme of the team they are assigned to. That way they are more easily distinguished on the battlefield. AI could include everything from UNSC Marines, ODSTs, and Spartan 4s to Covenant, Forerunner, and Promethean units. Even go as far as to give us the ability to add Flood and create some really cool infection game types or firefighting modes. Next on the list is the ability to forge Warzone and Firefight maps, and use them in custom games. Keep Warzone and Firefight separate, however, so we can have our own personal Firefight game modes and do private matches with our friends like in Halo Reach. Hell, I don't even care if you didn't give us Warzone custom games, so long as we can make maps for you, 343, and in turn you give us full freedom with Firefight. Give us little soundbites from Commander Palmer or Lasky, or even Jeff Steitzer, the Halo announcer, saying generic lines like reinforcements, ordnance inbound, or attack this unit. Then allow players to combine these soundbites with objective markers, scripting, where players can highlight target locations, units, or objects for their missions. We can have firefight rounds where it's like escort missions or eliminate VIPs within a certain time frame. Speaking of missions, this could allow players to really go wild and create missions through Firefight or a dedicated game mode. Hell, this could even be the return of the community-created Spartan Ops, allowing players to create their own mini-stories for their Spartans like in Halo Reach or Halo 4 Spartan Ops campaigns. Allowing players to create these missions would exponentially increase the amount of content and replay value with Halo 6, as people can literally create campaign missions in Forge and really spice up the game. Imagine players creating a whole tide of Halo stories in the Halo universe, old and new events, replay a simulation of the Silent Cartographer or the Warthog runs, the Battle for Earth, and the Battle on the Ark. So many amazing Halo missions would just be waiting to be created and recreated were this implemented into the game. 343, with this approach on Forge, you and Microsoft would benefit more than anyone else. You wouldn't have to spend a single penny on map design. All your funding could go into campaign, Forge, and multiplayer gameplay itself. This would mean time to hire a much better writer than Brian Reed to write the story for Halo 6, and even better experience overall. And while I would recommend some basic non-Forge maps to be added at launch, you could utilize the most popular Forge maps in every playlist from Warzone to Slayer. You could even have weekends where you spotlight some really good lesser known maps in the playlist. So what do you guys think on this take on Forge? Let me know in the comment section down below, because I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. Remember, Halo 6 is in development right now, so if we want there to be changes, we need to make our voices heard in the community. Stay tuned to this channel, guys, because I'll have another video coming up on game modes for Halo 6. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is your man, EmperorHotshot, signing off.